Hello, this is Uncle Russ. Welcome to this week's episode of Uncle Russ's Comic Talk. We have more of our exclusive interview with Ming Chen, which we did at the Des Moines Comic Con. We also will be talking about some great books that I have for sale this week. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen from AMZ's Comic Book Men, and this is a Lock 22 production.
Let's start off this week with some Marvel Comics goodness, going all the way back to 1976. Here we have the Fantastic Four, issue number 170, with Roy Thomas, George Perez, and Jolton Joe Sinnott being the creative team. This one featuring Luke Cage, Power Man, and is a steal this week for only $2.99. And also from 1976, the Fantastic Four, issue number 171. This is a newsstand edition written by Roy Thomas with art by George Perez and Joe Sinnott. This one is a lot of fun. Mightier than Kong, deadlier than Godzilla. It's gore. You can enjoy this one for the low price of $6.99. And also, from 1976, we have the very next consecutive issue of the Fantastic Four, issue number 172, also a newsstand edition. This one was plotted by Roy Thomas, scripted by Bill Mantlo, with the artistic team of George Perez and Joe Sinnott, some of George Perez's earliest work for Marvel, and it's very beautiful stuff. We also have the very reliable Jolton Joe Sinnott, may he rest in peace, one of the greatest inkers that Marvel ever had, and a typically corny Marvel title, Cry, the Bedeviled Banshee. This is yours for $7.99. And a Jack Kirby cover, Fantastic Four, number 173. This is the newsstand edition, also written by Roy Thomas, this time with artwork by John Buscema and Joe Sinnott, featuring Galactus, one of the greatest Marvel characters of all time. You can't go wrong with Galactus. You can't argue with Galactus. You can't beat him. The guy eats planets for a living. What are you going to do? He's older than the Big Bang and he eats planets. I would just surrender. This can be yours for $9.99. Jumping over to First Comics, one of the independent companies in the 1980s that you may remember. They put out a lot of great stuff. This was one of their best books, American Flag. This is issue number 20. This material might be considered by today's standards to be rated PG-13, possibly soft R-rated material. It was drawn and written by Howard Chaykin, and with a very, very humorous backup feature that ran in this book called Mark Thrust, Sexist Ranger, written by Elliot S. Magan. This is issue number 20 from 1985. This is a bargain for only $4.99. And here we have a beautiful cover by George Perez from 1983. The Justice League of America, issue number 212. Beautiful cover by George Perez. This one, creative team of Jerry Conway, Rich Buckler, Paris Cullens, and Romeo Tongal. This is a nice little bit of pre-crisis DC continuity. This could be yours for only $4.99.
Hello, everybody. It's Ben Shrewsbury.
This is Uncle Russ.
And we are the Two Marks from the Two Marks and a Spark Wrestling Show right here on Lock 22. Be sure to check us out every single Sunday and sometimes Monday for all your professional wrestling needs, only on youtube.com/Lock22.
And we have more DC goodness. The Justice League of America, issue number 216 from 1983, written by Jerry Conway. Pencils by one of my favorite classical master artists of all time, Don Heck. This is some of the work he did later on in his life, and it's very nice. Inked by Pablo Marcos. This is back when the Justice League featured Atom, as you can see on the cover there. Ray Palmer as the Atom. Also had Red Tornado and Black Canary. This issue also features the Siren Sisterhood, with a cover by Ed Hennigan and Dick Giordano. This is only $3.99. And more DC comic books. The Justice League of America, issue number 226. This one features Hawkman, Elongated Man, written by Joe Cavaliera, pencils by Chuck Patton, inks by Frank McLaughlin, featuring Set. This one is called Hell on Earth. Got a beautiful cover there by Ross Andro and Dick Giordano. This can be yours for $4.99. And from 1984, we have the Justice League of America, issue number 230. Written by Jerry Conway, with art by Alan Cooperberg. This one featured John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, who some argue was possibly the very first DC Silver Age superhero. Actually debuted just a couple of months before Flash. And a cover by Chuck Patton and Dick Giordano. A story called War of the Worlds, 1984. This one is only $3.99. And going back to 1976, DC Comics, where you have Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, issue number 241. This is a great era of the Legion of Superheroes. This was written by Paul Levitz, artwork by James Sherman, inks by Bob McLeod. Sherman and Rubenstein on the cover. This was a great era. This is the title that started out as Superboy, morphed into Superboy and the Legions of Superheroes. This is when they underwent a lot of the really, really great costume redesigns, and we started to see some of our female superheroes from the 30th century gathering about in scantily clad costumes. I was a big fanboy at the time, of a young teenager, and I really liked that stuff. I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it. This can be yours for only $5.99. And once again, I want to present you some more of the interview that we did with Ming Chen. A lot of you know him from the AMC television series Comic Book Men. It was a real pleasure to meet him and get to work with him just a little bit. One of the nicest, most humble, sincere, genuine guys I've ever met in the comic book world. Here's a little bit more of that talk with Ming Chen. Hello, this is Uncle Russ. Welcome to Uncle Russ's Comic Talk. We are in Des Moines, Iowa, at the annual Des Moines Con, and I've got a real, genuine comic book man with me. Ming Chen, so nice to see you.
All right, where's this man you keep talking about? There are no men. I mean, there's only one real man here. It's Uncle Russ, my friend.
Oh.
It's, yeah, me. I'm a mere boy next to this. Wait, is that legal? I don't know. I don't know. You know what?
That's right.
We'll be men today. We'll be like
All
real
right.
men today. Comic book men.
Well-
Both of us. Not just me. Both of us.
Exactly. We are comic book men. Good to see you. How has the convention been so far?
It's been amazing. First time in Des Moines. I ate, I drank, I got drunk, and have had a great time here. The fandom here is strong, my friend.
Yes.
The fandom here is strong. I saw the line just trying to get in this morning.
Right.
It looked like people were trying to get into like Rise of the Resistance at Galaxy's Edge, man. That's not a short line. So I love this, man. I had a great
chance
time.
to try out any of those supersized Iowa pork tenderloins.
I did, and as a matter of fact, I had one about 24 hours ago at a place called the Iowa Tap Room.
Yes.
And it was. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna wake up and dream of those now. Yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Well, I've spent some time this last week, since I knew I was going to be talking to you today, rewatching some episodes of Comic Book Men.
Thank you.
And, oh man, like my wife always says, why do they always pick on me?
Yeah.
That you were like the butt of every joke. Everybody picked on you.
Yeah, there are a couple of reasons for that. One, I'm the youngest. They're all cranky old men, so I think they're all about 4 or 5 years older than me. So you're the little
Right.
brother. Even
Exactly.
though I've known them for 25 years, I'm well into my 40s now. I'm still the little brother, and the little
right.
brother always gets picked on, no matter what.
Yes. Well-
Yeah. 2, I was the last guy to get hired, so I'm still the new guy. What do you do with
okay.
the new guy? You make fun of him.
All right.
Yeah.
I understand you still do a show with Mike Sapsik?
Yeah, we do one called I Sell Comics.
Where can that be
when we
found?
can. Either on Spotify or iTunes, and there's some YouTube content as well. Yeah, search up I Sell Comics. It's pretty fun. We talk about pop culture and comic books, and yeah, haven't recorded in a while. We got very busy, but yeah, but we've got 300 episodes out there. You'll love them. You'll love them.
Well, my brother and I, Major Tom, and
Yeah.
I have recently retired, but we are selling comic books part-time, and
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot of fun. We've been able to acquire some pretty nice collections and a lot of material, and sell that on eBay. Lock 22 sellers.
Lot 22.
Lock 22 sellers.
Yeah, there's nothing like, maybe buying a large collection. Maybe you didn't have time to look through all of it. You get home, you start looking through, and then you start pulling out gems that you didn't
Exactly.
see were in there. Key issues that, you didn't know were there, or maybe you did know and you still got a great deal on it.
But when you're a
really
collector,
great.
when you're a collector and you sell those, it's hard though, because you find something, boy, I'd really like to keep that for myself.
And it's like, all right, I can't. I got to sell this.
Right.
It's
You got to be able to make some profit.
Right, and yet I form unusual attachments to things. I don't want to let things like that go.
I know what you mean.
But it's hard. It's hard. I don't know how you do it.
I texted my wife and said, "Can I have $1,000 for a comic book I'd like to buy?" She just laughed at me.
Right.
She just
He
laughed.
doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. I'm buying $1,000 comic to flip it for $2,000.
You know, we'll just skip the house payment for 1 month.
Right. They're not gonna come after you for one missed payment. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Do you have a favorite episode or moment from Comic Book Man?
I mean, there's gotta be when Stan Lee came in, and he came in twice, so we got very lucky. But the very first time was mind blowing. It was like God walked through the door
Right.
that day, and he hung out with us for 4 hours, joked around with us. We had lunch with him. That was a magical day for sure.
That
Yeah,
was great.
and I think it reflected in the episode. I think if you watch the episode, you can see how much fun we're having.
Yeah.
And Stan is Stan. He's always great. He's always been great. We're gonna miss him obviously, but
Yes.
of course, Stan Lee will always live within each and every nerd's heart.
Exactly.
But the fact that I got to hang out with him for 4 hours and be on a TV show with him that
Right.
will potentially last forever and be documented. So like my ancestors will one day be able to watch that.
Sure.
And be like, oh, great grandpa, pretty cool guy. Met Stan Lee once.
I'm still
That's
a
cool.
huge fan of his work, and it's just been so much fun. Just yesterday, in fact, I picked up the new Marvel remaster work.
Yes, okay.
The issue of Volume 1, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Restored with the original colors. It's just beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I have to convince my wife that this is really a good buy for $75.
Oh, it's a steal.
It
It's a
is.
steal. If she's watching this, I assure you, that's a great price.
It's a great investment.
Yeah, and the content inside is priceless. It's
Right.
priceless.
How do you feel about the comic book scene currently? Any favorites?
I've been reading most of the Batman titles. I mean, but I'll still tell you there are too many. There are way too many.
Way too
There
many.
doesn't need to be that many, but that's our bread and butter. So, but Batman, Batman around, Batman Incorporated, Batman goes to the bathroom, like like
Exactly.
come on, enough already. So,
They're doing some interesting things with the Superman line.
the Superman's been great, and then over at Marvel, I still read X-Men. I still read the big titles. But I come to these shows. I look for good indie titles, though.
Oh, yeah.
Creator owned. A guy just came with an idea, and either buy them. A lot of them will come over and be like, "Hey, I'd love for you to read this. I put my blood and sweat into this. I'd love you to read it," and I do. And a lot of it's great. So.
Right. Well, you had Jim Lee as a guest on the show.
Oh yeah,
at one
that was
time.
cool.
From that era, he's definitely my favorite artist.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think it
no
would have
doubt.
been great to meet him.
No doubt, and I've got to meet him, talk to him, and he's like, hey, I started out from humble beginnings. I perfected my art
Yes.
through many hours of trial and error, and that's why he's Jim Lee. He's also a very good businessman.
Hopefully you found something that you like today. If you'd like to purchase any of these books, check for the links in the description below. There'll be more books for sale every week. Lock 22 sellers on eBay. Lock 22. Have a good day. luck